Hey, what's up, guys? I hope you all are having a fantastic day. So I'm actually really excited for this video. Um, so we have, I'll just get straight into it. I'll just view object right here. We got two flights of MiG-28s. Try not to say MiG-21. I'm used to Vietnam era stuff. So here's the MiG-28s. They're actually based off the F-5. That's what they used for the movie because it was in the 80s. We didn't actually have Soviet equipment. Not to mention it's not an actual fighter. We have the MiG-27 and MiG-29, but we do not have, or the Russians don't have a MiG-28. So here are the two flights. Of course, you see in the movie there are four, and then they kind of split off into two groups essentially, with the fifth one coming out of nowhere. So this one right here is actually designated an ace for difficulty. That's the highest difficulty. So that's fun. Then these guys right here. So we got that. They're all set to veteran. So every enemy except, or every like person in this operation except this guy right here is a veteran, just to make it a little bit harder on myself. So the weapons that I selected on these enemies right here are AIM-9Bs. I didn't later on I didn't know they had J's in like the description options, as you can see like right here. So I was like, forget it. But I decided I just selected it to them. Didn't really change anything. We got two Tomcats right down here. Yeah, grabbed him. So we got two Tomcats right here. This one's set to average and this one's set to veteran. And then right down here is me, essentially the Maverick, who comes right in at the, essentially following right through here. So, of course, these guys will meet up first. That kind of is what it is. And it's just going to be very fun. All this is actually post-commentary. So you'll see me talk about the operation in a bit. So it was a fun, very difficult operation. And a lot of just flying around listening to my Wizzo. And I'll kind of explain all that in a second. So without further ado, let's get into the gameplay. All right. Hey, what's up, guys? We're in the air now. So as you can tell, this is actually a really, really cool cockpit. I had a lot of fun flying it. As you can tell with like the radar modules, the green screens right there, they don't actually work. You can actually see a face, like a reflection, in one of them. So they don't really work. Which, I mean, it's a mod. I wasn't super surprised that they didn't. Kind of stinks, but is what is. The gun sight also isn't accurate either. But is what is, and I still had a lot of fun. Now, that later became a problem because I wasn't able to use radar. It's not like GCS. It's not like, or I can data link, or I can do all the extra stuff to kind of know where the enemy is. I have to listen to my Wizzo, so WSO. You can see at the bottom right-hand corner. And he basically tells me, he's my radar gun guy. So he tells me, so that's about all he says. Of course, the rest is text. And he kind of helps guide, but it's not perfect. So you'll see all like the little, like on the bottom left, you'll see like my airspeed, altitude, and then direction heading. That's all for my convenience, simply because like if you go to the track and if you record it, it doesn't have the smoke. So yeah, it doesn't have smoke, which really stinks. Whenever you like watch the track, it is what it is. But this is all actually for my convenience because I don't have the same amenities that let's say a full realistic like GCS cockpit would have. But I just want to do this for fun, and not to mention like the dang Tomcat is like $80 and I don't have money for that. So I'll stick to this, and this, I mean, this is a really good substitute. I had so much fun with this, but I did have to make it easier on myself. Not like, you know, completely drop difficulty. Most of everything is still really difficult. I just made it that within 5 kilometers you could actually see the enemy. This is also for my convenience, but also for y'all's, because I mean, literally in real life you're engaging with pixels. I mean, these guys are so far out. One enemy you'll see later on, I engaged at like 7 to 6.5 kilometers out, and literally that is a pixel. I'm so glad I actually caught a lot of these guys, but within 5 kilometers you actually see their tag and you see who they are. The Wizzo relays like and tells me essentially what types of enemies there are, like the enemy or like the contact, or just, and that actually might be my ally. So in like the beginning, he was probably talking about my ally, and then later when he said fighters 11 o'clock, it was most likely the enemy. So they did that. So I simply did that just for y'all's convenience of mine, because I tried for like an hour. Of course, these missions are only like 10, 15, 20 minutes, and I was just getting busted because, like, yeah, my Wizzo's useful and he saves me a lot, but I have no radar, I have no data links, I can't connect to the other Tomcats, I can't, like, it was super difficult. So basically this was just to replicate the scenario. Of course, this is a lot more realistic scenario, because we're not just one-on-one, like, nose to rear end. It's very much an actual dogfight, and this is a lot more realistic than the actual movie. It's just simply, see, like right here, so I see him, and then I see the other two, and I just get hella scared. And then bam, my radar comes up, and they know who I am. Of course, Tomcat, I'm not going to be an idiot. I'm not going to straight up try to get into a turn fight. I'm going to slowly turn. I'm not going to pull super hard, simply because you go slow and you lose. And these enemies are on almost the highest difficulty, so they know how to manage the weapons. They know how to manage their speed. They turn like a damn hornet. I know you have DCS players, you know what I'm talking about, where it's just that weird looking turn that, like, they rear end themselves. So they know how to do that. Of course, you can't do that in the Tomcat, just because of how large the aircraft is, which means I'm a larger target, but I'm also way, way faster, so I utilize my speed, which is something that you'll learn very quickly, especially with these larger aircraft, is understanding your speed and not getting to horizontal turns, but more vertical, and then making sure you don't stall, and then understanding your speed and all that stuff. So I made it still difficult. I just did some amenities to make it less horrendous for you and me. So this was, I think, my first or second attempt simplified, like when I made it easier, because all the other times were impossible. I mean, and there were some really cool Top Gun moments in my other, like, recordings. I just simply wasn't able to use them. But it was really cool. I did have a lot of fun. I probably spent, out of this, like, 30, shoot, I think I cut it down to 15 minutes roughly. This is all post-commentary. So I think this was like a 30-minute mission, or like a 20-minute mission that I cut down. I probably spent 3 hours just playing this mission just because it was so fun. And the Tomcat, even though it doesn't have all the super nice amenities, is a super fun aircraft to fly in this game. So I was just having a blast, and time gets away quickly. So yeah, just enjoy the rest of the gameplay. Enjoy me screwing around, and I'll kind of provide commentary on the other bits that happen. So talk to you all in a bit.
Attention, fighters, 11 o'clock.
Alright, so now I'm just kind of looking around. Okay, buddy needs help, but I'm tracking a guy. Yep, see it? That little pixel down there is moving. Okay, now it's identified is an F-5, MiG-28. So we're going to pull on that. I'm going to keep my nose down, retain speed. So the last thing I want to do is bleed that. But we were pulling around pretty good, so we'll get right on its tail. I'm going way faster, so I'm easily catching up. I'm just trying to level and essentially get a lock. So you can see right here, I've got it locked, roughly, at least from the outside of my plane. Okay, as you can see right here, so we're simply just going to pull on the aircraft. We're going very fast, or at least relatively, and we'll just get our nose on it and lock it. So I've got it fully locked right here, so we're just going to hold it. I want to make sure I don't lose the aircraft, so I'm going to hold, and then Fox 2, missile out, on the way. Missile out on the way, and splash. Splash 1. MiG down. Very easy. Very simple. Just pull on, lock, and fire. You can see it's pulling vertical, and then bang. I mean, just absolutely smoked. No chance. No flares, no nothing, just smoked. So, splash 1, MiG down. Alright, so you can tell my Wizzo is tracking something on IR. 10 degrees left, so it's slightly off to my left. So I'm following it, now I'm kind of kicking my rudder, or at least kind of checking over in the area that's left. And I get locked for half a second. And then I'll lose it right here, or soon. But it's still on the left side, see? So I rudder left, it's not there. But I'm getting a lock. So I go back my rudder over, and then he appears. So I identify the target. It is an enemy. And I'm actually really close. So I get target, and then Fox 2, I send it out. So it's tracking, and then miss. So I have to relock, and now I have to fire another. Fox 2, fire missile out. Okay, so the missile's out, tracking, and splash. Splash 2. Alright, right here we got a beautiful black airframe with the MiG-28, and then bang. Absolutely destroyed as I swing by. Alright, so I've spent 3 missiles. I got the first 2 kills and I missed one against this new opponent, so I have 1 missile left, and then we'll just have to see how it goes from there. Alright, so now I'm against a new opponent. I got 1 missile left, but I'm ready to do it. I'm not afraid to take him out, so, and then I run out of fuel. So I'm having to potentially face a new opponent, and I just ran out of fuel. Still got my missile left, so here's kind of what I do. So I listen to my Wizzo, and I brake, and I figure out where he is. And I keep turning, but I'm actually retaining decent speed, even though I'm kind of like moving around a whole lot. So I'm just kind of listening to my Wizzo, or reading my Wizzo, and so I'm kind of doing what he says, and then I eventually see a pixel, and I just, yes, they're like right up here. I see a pixel. I start tracking it, even though I'm like, shoot, and I basically just have to Hail Mary throw it, and that's exactly what I do. So I just Fox to it, I send it out as a Hail Mary, from roughly like 6.5 kilometers, most likely. So I send it out, Fox 2, and then I just sit here and watch as I kind of dive down so I can kind of see. So I'm looking, and then this black little puff comes up, and then it's enemy aircraft destroyed. And I was just like, wow. So, yeah, beautiful. MiG-28 airframe. It actually merged with a Tomcat. I didn't know that. I didn't see 2 pixels. I only saw 1. So, it's flying, and then it eventually just gets absolutely smurfed. So, and it's pulling vertical too. But see that little black dot in the clouds? That's me. See that little black pixel in the center, right above the MiG-28. I probably sent it already a long time ago, and then boom. And actually, you'll see me kind of show up. So it was like 6, or was that 5 something, 5.5, or it's beginning of where you start seeing me. So I must have shot it around 7 to 6.5, and then I fully killed it at like 5.5. So it was traveling really fast. But that's really all left. I mean, I don't have any fuel, and I've expended all my missiles. So, well, I mean, that's all she wrote. I mean, I got 3. So yeah, 1, 2, 3. I missed one of my missiles. Maybe I could have gotten another kill, but I was already at fuel at that point. Because I had flown for 20 minutes. I didn't realize my throttle was at 110%. I wasn't having an overheating problem. But hope you all enjoyed the video. Me screwing around with the Tomcat. I'll probably post another Tomcat video soon, so this will be out Tuesday. Just have a wonderful rest of your day. Peace.